I've always loved trying out new software, especially obscure indie games. There's something about watching something raw and unfinished slowly shape into a final product. When I got an email saying I was selected to beta test a game called IRL Chicago, I was hyped. I didn't remember signing up, but I browse a lot of game forums and weird ARG subreddits, so I figured I must have clicked something somewhere. The email was bare bones. Just a title, IRL Chicago, a true-to-life simulation, and a short note thanking me for my interest. The simulation part was in quotes, which struck me as odd. Maybe it was a language barrier. The attached zip file definitely raised some red flags, 3.6 gigabytes with a generic .x. But I ran it through antivirus and it came back clean. Curiosity got the better of me. When I launched it, the screen went white for nearly a minute. In the center, a tip faded in. Remember to log IRL before engaging with the Lucid. I had no idea what that meant, but the phrase stuck with me. Eventually, the white faded into black. For a few seconds, nothing happened. No menu, no settings. Then I realized I was staring at a wall. I had to wait for my character's vision to adjust to the light. It was impressive, hyper-realistic. The textures, lighting, physics, it all looked better than any game I'd seen. I was standing in a cramped studio apartment, empty takeout boxes stacked on the desk. A city buzzed outside the window. I tried to pause the game. Nothing. I tapped the keyboard until a HUD flickered in the corner. Just a silhouette of a man, overlaid with faint color clouds. A dull red glow around the knees. Tired. A yellow shimmer in the gut. Hunger. There was also a blinking tooltip. Press L to load life path. I hit L. A 52-page document popped up, listing out every detail of the character's life. Evan Miles, 32 years old, freelance sound designer, grew up in Cincinnati. One younger sister, estranged, mild social anxiety, an ex-girlfriend he still texted late at night. I read 3 pages and felt like I knew him better than I knew most of my friends. The realism didn't stop there. I shuffled to the bathroom, marveling at how natural the movement felt, slightly off balance, like a real person just waking up. I flicked on the light and stared into the mirror. Evan blinked. I blinked. For a second it felt like the reflection was staring at me, not the other way around. I spent the next hour poking around Evan's life. He had work emails from clients, voicemails from his mom. He had projects to finish, bills to pay. I could interact with almost anything. I burned toast and triggered a smoke alarm. I left the tap running and got an electric bill reminder later that afternoon. And then the phone rang. I hadn't triggered it. I wasn't near it. It just rang. I answered. A voice said, "Evan, you haven't logged. Don't forget again." The call ended. No menu. No options. I tried to Alt-Tab. Nothing worked. I figured it was some clever scripted event. That night, Evan went to bed and the screen faded out. The next time I booted up, I wasn't Evan. I was a rideshare driver named Talia Winters, cruising through downtown at 2:14 a.m. A drunk guy was vomiting in the back seat. I checked her bio. 24, dropped out of college, wanted to be a filmmaker. I missed her turn while reading, and the passenger cursed me out and gave a 1-star rating. It felt personal. I spent the next few sessions bouncing between lives: a high school janitor with a failing marriage, a delivery biker dodging traffic in the freezing rain, a lonely old woman in a nursing home. Every time, new biography, new relationships, new memories, written in incredible detail. I started to notice an overlay whenever I helped someone or hurt someone, a faint pulse in the HUD, compassion, cruelty, like some invisible moral meter. Eventually, I remembered the tip about the lucid. I said it aloud. Where do I find the lucid? The mic picked it up. A red line appeared on the sidewalk, stretching toward the edge of the map. I followed it. It led me through tunnels, alleyways, stairwells. Along the way, random events occurred. A mugging I could intervene in, a crying child at a bus stop. I ignored them. I was too curious. The line ended behind a boarded-up jazz club. Inside, I found a man sitting cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by candles. His eyes were bloodshot. He looked up at me and said, "You shouldn't be here yet. Your ledger is imbalanced." I asked what that meant. He told me, "Each action writes a line. Each line builds a fate. When your script is complete, you'll be the next lucid." I laughed. "Cool. Do I get powers or something?" He didn't answer. I stepped closer. The interact icon appeared. I pressed it. He screamed. His body twisted. For a split second, I saw flashes. People I had played, people I had ignored, hurt, lied to. Their faces warped with pain. Then everything went black. A stats screen appeared. Individuals influenced, 429. Direct deaths, 12. Relationships sabotaged, 61 lives improved, 3. Net empathy, negative 17.8. Designation, Lucid Candidate Alpha. Text appeared. "Thank you for participating in the IRL beta. Your decisions have marked you for ascension. Logging will now begin. Good luck." The game closed. I couldn't restart it. The .exe was gone. Just an empty folder labeled scripts. I figured it was an elaborate ARG. I checked forums, searched for IRL Chicago. Nothing. No dev studio, no publisher, no trace. That night I couldn't sleep. I heard footsteps outside my apartment. The next day, a news article popped up. Former janitor disappears from retirement, home after disturbing outburst. It was the man I had played 2 nights ago. The same face. Since then, I've started seeing things. People on the train staring too long. A woman at the coffee shop whispering Evan's name. A delivery biker who passed me 3 times on my walk home. I don't think I'm imagining it. I don't know what IRL really is. I don't know who made it or why they chose me. But every night I dream I'm playing again. I see new people, new lives. I make choices, sometimes good, mostly not. And every time I wake up, the world feels less stable. I'm starting to forget who I really am. If you find the installer, don't run it. If you're already playing, log every day. Choose kindness. Track your empathy. And if you see me on the street, don't say my name. Don't try to help. Just end it quickly before I become something worse.